Now, something we talked about a little bit in depth is property values. I am truly blessed because one of our fans at Racine and Ruins sends me a list of the properties which are sold in the city of Racine, how much the assessed value was, and how much they got sold for. And I have a list in front of me too that was sent to me on or about August the 12th. And it's fascinating because you look at these lists of properties, what they sell for versus what they're assessed for, it's scary. For instance, at 842 Main Street, the assessed price was $515,000. It was sold for $170,000. That means that property lost $345,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. We have other ones here too. 2547 Ridgewood, from 114 to 80. That's $34,000. And the list continues. There's other places in the city that kind of make sense why they can't get money for their homes. For instance, 814 17th Street, assessed value $43,000. It's sold for $13,000. Wow. Maple Street, which is in my area, Racine, was assessed for assessed for $68,000 and sold for $13,000. Wow. Why is this a bad thing? It's a horrible bad thing for the city. Because if these properties are being assessed sold for so much lower rate, that means assessed property values around those neighborhoods will also be lowered, which means the city of Racine's get less taxes. That's a problem because I'm told Racine City of is broke, and we need every penny that we can get. If property values go down, taxes will also go down, which should make it even harder for the city of Racine to indeed be able to go and raise the taxes they need to survive, let alone do anything else. What's going to be done? Well, I'll tell you what's going to be done. One of the most exciting things I've heard about, was this. The city of Racine, in their wisdom, with these housings being sold for far less than their assessed value, has decided to build a house. They're going to build a new house. Yep, they are. And then build it in probably one of the worst areas of the city of Racine. And they're going to build it for about $200,000, about more or less. And they think it's going to sell in this economic environment in a very depressed poor area, and with houses in the city of Racine they can buy for $13,000. They think that somebody's going to come up and buy this new house. Interesting. Why? Why would somebody buy a brand new house in the city of Racine for all that money when they can buy a house for, say, $13,000, similar one at 814 17th Street, or another one, which would be, let's pick a nice one here, at 1439 Summit, that was assessed for $68,000, sold for $33,000. They can buy one of those houses, invest $20,000, $30,000 into it, fix it up really nice, and still have a house that's less than $200,000, or even $150,000. Wow. But yet, the city believes that it's an okay thing to build these houses because, as I was explaining to you from Alderman Kaplan, it's not the city's money, it's Obama money. It's money from the federal government. Oh, I'm unsure how that comes about. What's Obama money? Does Obama have a printing press and they just print it down to the basement when it's nothing better to do with his time? Because I thought the federal government got their spending money from us, the taxpayers. So if it's indeed Obama money, it's indeed our tax money. And I don't think we need to be involved in projects like this. We should send that money back. That's maybe one of the reasons why we're so much in debt, is because anytime we can get Obama money, we take it, we spend it, not realizing, at least not thinking through enough. The fact of the matter is that somebody had to pay that money. It comes from somebody's taxes. It comes to taxes like you and I. And yeah, a little bit of money here, a million there, isn't a lot when you look at the federal budget, how big it is. But $1 million here, $1 billion there, adds up to real money fast. I would like to think that we can do more to reduce that federal budget, because it's going to be reduced. Because I suspect, and I hope and I pray, that when Romney and Ryan, yay, get elected this fall, yay, and we throw the socialists out, that they cut the federal budget severely. Which would mean the city of Racine won't have Obama money to spend in foolish endeavors anymore. And then what will we do? That's a question we need to be asking more of, is what will we do? Because we need to be doing something. And right now, as I see it, we're not doing anything at all. Something I talked to the city council meeting on the 21st last night of August, is the fact of the matter was that we need to be planning for the budget of the future, which comes up in October. I don't know how the city's going to meet its obligations. Are we going to fire police officers, lay off firemen, close a firehouse or two maybe? I don't know. Are we going to get the library? Are we going to get, say Car 25? Are we going to cut public works? What are we going to cut? Are we going to close all the civic centers? I don't know. You tell me. But these are the conversations we need to be having. And what are things that the city going to invest in? What is our city fathers going to be thinking of how they can go and make more money, or I should say, that's the wrong way to put it, what they should do to invest more money in making Racine a better place to live. Interesting too is, I saw the video for Neighborhood Night Out. And it was a nice video, nice program. I like the idea of Neighborhood Night Out. I like what they're trying to do with Chicago Drive. And that's basically done by a civic group of citizens in the city of Racine, by the way. I think that's all good work. But I think the Alderman of the area talked about the numbers of police calls that they had. I'm going to be checking into that. Because I believe he said 2. I think that would be wrong. I think there's far more than 2 in Chicago. But again, we're so good at saying one thing when something else altogether might be happening. Because we need to know what the real crime numbers are. That can be a really big problem when you build houses in poor areas and expect people to come and buy them. It's one of the things they do is look at the crime statistics. Now, interesting fact, is if the crime is worse than someone might think it is before they buy that house, what do you think they're going to do when they buy that house and they realize they might have moved into some type of a crime situation that's far beyond their ability to control? Do you think they're going to stay in that house? Do you think they're going to try to sell that house? Do you think they might be able to walk away from that house? I don't know. See, I live in an area we're seeing which had its share of crime problems, and so does of this fact, the West Racine area, West 6th Street area, I'm sorry. If it wasn't the fact that I have really cool neighbors who are working together to do some things, that area where I live in Racine would really be in bad shape. So we need to do more about assessing what is happening in the city of Racine when it comes to crime, what the real numbers are. And I expect that the real numbers are far worse than we're led to believe. Because after all, we have no crime in Racine. Those people that were shot didn't really happen. No, obviously they were imagining that. That never really truly happened. And until we get a handle on what's really truly going on in the city of Racine, that we need to be worried, because unless we understand completely what's happening, do we know what's happening? I don't think so. This goes back to transparency. In my opinion, the city of Racine needs to become transparent as possible. Versus a game where, in my opinion, it's a game where anything you want, you have to do an open records request for to make it more of an obstacle to get information that you want in order to carry out day-to-day lives and make day-to-day decisions. I think that's truly a sad situation. And I don't know what I can do about that other than to call on the city to make city leadership to make Racine a far more open city when it comes to information, such as situations like huge contracts, such as the City Hall bathrooms. Something else which is truly worrisome to me too is we have a civic center which gets a lot of money in subsidies. And now they're going to start playing games with music promotions. I hope that works out for them. I hope that when they do these music promotions that they fill the stadiums up and they have standing room only and they make more money than God. It'd be nice that perhaps we didn't make up so much of their budget. Perhaps they can survive on their own. But what happens if the promotion fails? Through no one's fault at all. Say bad weather. Anything else that could happen to keep people away. The artists and our artists still get paid. We will still come up with that money. Who comes up with that money? I suspect to be you and I, through more subsidies for the civic center. So we really truly need to be careful of what we're doing with our city money and how we're investing in it. I would be truly supportive of an idea where a mayor would come out and say, other than the critical spending that we need to make as a city, there'll be no more nothing, until we get a handle on what's going to go on for the future. Because until we do that, we won't know. And all we will do is try to do more and more with less and less, and point fingers at blame at what's happening. See, Scott Walker is governor of the state of Wisconsin, but he's not making the city of Racine do too much. He's not coming down here and making the city of Racine spend money in the Civic Center. He's not coming down here to make the city of Racine potentially spend money in root works. He's not doing that at all. We are. Or I should say our city leadership is. Well, that's all the time I have for the show. I understand that Freddy Frog will be showing up lately. I saw him down the hallway looking for ticks to eat. And with that, talk to you later. Well, one last thing. This is a show of opinion and entertainment, and a show of opinion and entertainment only. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hi, people. It's Freddy Frog again. Let me tell you, Racine is the most interesting place I've been to ever since I left the 60th dimension of hell. Let me tell you, that was a happy place, too. But I'm here in Racine looking for my ticks. Wow. I kind of happened to the city convention. I'm sorry, one more time. The city council meeting last night, and I was amazed. I was amazed. I don't know if I was on drugs or ate mushrooms or what I was on, but I must have been on something. To think that they're going to open within 2 blocks of the old Total 24 location with all the problems they had, yet another restaurant, gas station, place that sells alcohol. What do you think might happen there? Is 2 blocks away going to change the dynamics of the neighborhood? I don't know. You tell me. But I'll say this. I think it'll be a very, very busy place. Not only, say, during the day for people going to the subway, but potentially the parking lot, as people at bar time are looking for a new place to hang out. Because people like to hang out at bar time. Trust me when I say that. No, we'll see what happens. Say a year or so after that place opens, if it becomes, a really nice, cool place for the inner city, or if it becomes a hangout place for the not so nice people that sometimes live in the inner city. And then, of course, what will the city do when that happens? Fascinating. I don't know, it was happening around, and I ran across an old newspaper article about a group of Koreans that wanted to open up a convenience store in downtown Racine. Run around all the downtown area, run around, I think it was 6th Street and Main Street, or that's the general area. And one of the things they were told to, they couldn't open up because there's concerns about alcohol. Alcohol. It's not okay to have alcohol in the downtown area in a convenience store, but quite all right to sell hard liquor in the inner city, where you might have troublesome elements that hang around and do bad things because they're boozed up. Interesting. See, that's why I must have been ingesting something weird, perhaps a tick. Because I can't see there's only being one difference between the 2 locations, unless, of course, I misunderstand. And I'm a frog from another dimension, so what do I know? But it seems to me if you want to come to Racine and do something that might be disruptive in the neighborhood, do it in the inner city. Because we care so much about the inner city, don't we?